Hey, Nicki Sanders here with Nicki Sanders Leadership Consulting. Welcome to More Than Social Work with Nicki Sanders. It is May, and I am back from my April hiatus, and I want to talk about the month of May. So every month, there are observances that I recognize. And for May, as you can see, I'm outside, and we've got a burst of summer weather, so I'm sweating after my little walk. May is National Mental Health Month. May is um, National Walking Month, and May is Women's History Month. Now, of course, there are 1,001 other things in the month of May that I could observe, but those are the three things that I selected that are most relevant to me and to my business and to the clients that I serve in the way that I want to serve them. So we've been together all winter, and you know that I love being outside. So, with May being Mental Health Awareness Month, I am a social worker, but I'm not a clinician. But I understand the value of our mental health in our personal and in our professional lives. So, I am going to encourage all of us to prioritize our mental health in various ways. Now, as a social work career empowerment coach, I'm going to say if your job is damaging to your mental health, it is time to go. So leave those toxic workplaces. Your job should not be toxic and damaging to your mental or your physical health. And those two things really go together when you're in a toxic workplace with a horrible boss. So your career should not be damaging to your mental health, especially as social workers. We prioritize the mental health of our clients. We also need to prioritize our own mental health. And of course, being outside in nature is one way for me that I prioritize my mental health. So, what is it? Three things that you can do this week, this month to prioritize your mental health. That's one. Second thing is May is National Walking Month. Now, I have also made a point to walk. One, I want to be outside in nature. Two, I want to keep moving. So when I started walking regularly over a year ago, almost 2 years ago, I would say, I was like, oh, I want to make 5,000 steps 3 times a week. And I did that and I surpassed that. And I released a lot of weight and I've been able to keep it off for the most part. I've been able to keep it off. My grandfather used to say, if you don't walk, you get stiff. And that is so true. Walking is so valuable for our mental health. If you can't go into the gym, you don't have a bike, you don't want to jog or run, just walking is something that you can do for your mental and physical health. But it also is, I fully understand that my ability to be outside safely in nature, walking through the woods or walking on a path or going to a community center, that not everyone has that. I understand fully. But even knowing that, right, we're not going to, I'm going to make that it's not an excuse because it's not an excuse, it's reality. And I have lived in a space where it was not necessarily always safe to be outside. If you don't know, I grew up in Washington during the very height of the crack epidemic. And so sometimes it was not safe to be outside. So I fully understand that. I am being very intentional about visiting national parks. So for my DC folks, right, Rock Creek Park is a national park. So I'm being very intentional about visiting national parks, thinking about looking into national forests, but even going to state parks because I realized that I have that privilege, right, to have a car, to have time, to be able to afford to pay the entrance fees for those things. But it also is a priority for me that I also walk in new places. But you don't have to do that. But just get moving for our mental and our physical health. So, can you add in some more steps and do a little bit more walking this month, this week, right? So, National Mental Health Month, National Walking Month. May is also Women's Health Month. As a woman and a woman of color of a certain age, right? Um, we can talk about patriarchy, we can talk about all of the things, but women's health has never been prioritized in this country. we still have these astronomical rates of women's mortality or maternal mortality in the United States. Women of color and Black women in particular have higher levels of so many diseases. We're getting diagnosed later, and the prognosis is more fatal. And so we need to prioritize our mental health, but we also need to prioritize our physical health. So, Women's Health Month, this is an amazing time to focus on women's health. So, not just gynecological health, heart health. We know the stats around women and heart disease, your mental health. And so I want us as women to really just take some time, know your body, know how to advocate for yourself. When I used to work with youth, I would give them like scripts and help them plan to see their doctor. Don't take no for an answer. Don't let them dismiss you. You know your body best. And so whether it is something that you think is small, many times we take care of everyone else and we don't prioritize our own dental appointments or doctor's appointments, but we make sure that our husbands, children, partners have their annual physicals and their annual checkups. Prioritize that for yourself, because if you don't take care of your health, eventually you're going to be forced to take care of your health, or you're going to be forced to sit down or lay down somewhere because you didn't prioritize it in the beginning. So again, I've said your job should not be damaging to your mental or physical health. And we see it. If you're in a toxic workplace, digestive issues, sleep issues, you don't have an appetite, those kinds of things. So if your career and your job are damaging your mental or your physical health, there are lots of things you can do, but I'm going to challenge you during the month of May as a social work professional, as a social work leader. I am going to challenge you. Take your lunch break and go walking, and go walk and get some healthy food. Or take your lunch break, eat some healthy food, and then go walk for the next half of your lunch break. Instead of going shopping, go walking or walk the mall, right? During the winter when it was really cold, I was like one of the youngest mall walkers. So if that's what you have to do to be in a safe place to walk, walk. But I want us to prioritize those three things for ourselves, for our families, and for our clients, but definitely for you. You need to be at the top of your priority list. So this month, during the month of May, in the next 7 days, but definitely during the month of May, how will you prioritize your mental health? How will you prioritize walking during National Walking Month? And how will you prioritize your overall mental and physical health in terms of women's health, and May being Women's Health Month? So I'm out here sweating, but it's okay because I love nature and nature doesn't always look pretty. So I got my walk in, and then I walked to this spot. So I am never going to not practice what I preach, right? So I am going to do the things that I ask you to do. You don't ever have to worry about me um, telling or asking you to do something that I haven't tried, or leading you down a path that I'm not willing to go or haven't gone. So join me in collaborating, that's not the word, commemorating or celebrating Mental Health Month, Walking Month, and Women's Health Month. This is Nicki Sanders with Nicki Sanders Leadership Consulting. More than social work. I told you we're going to talk about more than social work, but your mental and physical health impacts the kind of social worker that you can be, how much of a difference you can make, how impactful you can be. So you want to have an amazing long-term successful career that starts with you prioritizing and taking care of yourself. So I will see you back here next week for another video with More Than Social Work with Nicki Sanders. Please subscribe, share it with your friends. Feel free to comment below. Let me know what's helpful or what you would like to hear more about. And I am here for you. And next time I will have some ice water and a rag, because a face cloth, because I am definitely going to continue to spend time outdoors in nature, because that is extremely important for me. It's not about branding. It is about me prioritizing myself. And again, leading by example, and being willing to do the things that I am asking you to do. So, see you next time. Thanks for watching. And I'm going to turn this recording off and I'll see you soon. All right. Bye.